Hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. Today is Wednesday, November 14th. We are glad to have you along. Of course, we're out there on Charter Channel 8. You can find us 6 days a week throughout the day. Also, take us along if you're going to be going someplace. We're on the internet at blip.tv.com, along with YouTube, and you probably should enter the date of the show you want to see, or my name or Shelley's. It'll bring it up a little quicker. And we're also out there on Facebook, and we want to remind you that we're giving away a pair of tickets to see the Steele County Blades Junior Hockey throughout the season, one pair a week. So if you want to register for that, you just like us on Facebook or like a particular program, or you can email us at owatonnatodayshow@charter.net. Also, as always, Owatonna Today Show welcomes your questions, comments, or any ideas you may have for guests or upcoming topics. You can contact Leanne, again, at owatonnatodayshow@charter.net, or give her a call at 390-5751. A good lineup of guests on today's show. We're going to be talking with some members from the Steele County Humane Society. But first, we're going to be down at OPU. They're going to do some demolition down there. So we got a chance to tour the place a little bit inside the building if you've never been there. Very interesting with Joe Green. And that's coming up right after this break to hear from some of our fine supporters.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House in Clarebridge, and we're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now, I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltfett of Horizon Eye Care Professionals. Eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
Kick off your holiday season with Advocates for Developmental Disabilities 22nd Annual Festival of Trees, Friday, November 16th at 7:30 p.m. at our new location, the Steele County History Center. The opening night gala is a festive evening of sparkling trees, live and silent auctions, and delectable hors d'oeuvres, all wrapped in a gift package of goodwill. Tickets are available at Cashwise, Hy-Vee, and Cotkeys, or phone 451-9769. Put some eerie in your holidays by attending AD's Festival of Trees opening night gala.
We are here at Owatonna Public Utilities, standing in front of, as you can see, some big boilers. Some are very old, with Director Joe Green. Hello, Joe.
Hello, hi.
I'm glad you've got us in today. We have some fascinating things to talk about. First of all, let everybody know what it is that you do here at OPU.
Well, right now I'm the Director of Gas, Water, and our Power Generation. The power generation probably comes from here. We don't generate power from here anymore, but we do have some generation outside of town that we use.
So this no longer produces any electricity at OPU?
It doesn't. It hasn't since just prior to the flood back in September of 2010. We didn't run a lot, but we were running periodically to help our wholesale supplier with some of the generation of electricity.
And now you've got, what, defunct, useless machinery, right?
Yep, it's there's a lot of history here. The boilers behind us go back to the 1920s and 30s, and if we go through the plant, you'll go all the way out to...
Let's go walk on.
We can walk this way, yeah.
And take a look at some of the other, we said 1920s and 1930s.
About every 10 years.
It also goes like 1940s,
40 right here.
50s, and even 60s. So there's a lot of equipment here.
1965 was when the last boiler and turbine were built. When we started out back in the 1930s, it ran off coal. And then after that, there was actually natural gas that came to the city. And so the next boiler ran off natural gas. And then from there, we went to fuel oil. And then when they stopped using fuel oil, it went just strictly to natural gas. And this plant served the city of Owatonna with electricity up until about 1982. So everything that was produced here provided the city. The city grew, needed more electricity, so then it went out to where we used a wholesale supplier to help us get the additional electricity that we needed.
And that supplemented it for a while.
That's correct, yes.
And now you get it all
100%, yep.
So are you going to get, this is going to be demolished, right? You're going to remove it, all this equipment here?
Yes, from the flood back in September 2010, we were looking at what can we do with this plant, and what we've talked about and what we've concluded is that we can use this in the future for office space. But before we can do that, but I should also mention that it will enable us to combine in our departments and get all of us in one location.
What departments?
We're kind of spread out right now.
All your departments are spread out, so you didn't have enough room to begin with.
Yep.
Then, huh?
Electric is across the parking lot, and across the street on Bridge Street you'll find our meter shop. They're working out of a trailer house right now. But it'll enable us, because of all the space here, to utilize it for our future offices. But before we can do that, we have to do demolition. We have to remove all of this equipment in this plant.
And when is that going to start?
That's going to start next week. We're starting here just right in the middle of November here in 2012, and it should be completely cleaned out sometime in early spring.
In early spring?
Yes.
So, well, you're working inside, so the elements shouldn't be a major factor.
No, but this area won't be heated, so it'll be cold. But the contractor that is doing the project comes out of St. Michael, Albertville, and I know they do work all around the state, maybe around the Midwest, different utilities. And this isn't completely unusual. There's other cities with the change in how electricity is produced and bought and sold, that these power plants like this are just becoming obsolete, so people are looking for other uses for them. So
what happens to all of this once it's broken down and taken out? Can they be recycled in any way at all, some of the equipment out?
There's a lot of scrap here that it all has value, and once it's cleaned out, we're working with an architectural firm up in the Twin Cities, Leo A. Daly, and they're helping us right now. We're kind of right in the middle of a design process, designing different levels. So actually be a couple floors inside this building, because as you can see,
it goes up pretty high, yeah.
40 feet, something like that, is to the top of the ceiling.
And now, you said those boilers from 1920, so that was when the plant was built, was in the 20s?
Yes, and every time they would build a boiler, they would first bring in the equipment, install it, erect it, and then they would build the building after that around it.
Okay, so the smokestacks we see there, are they inside the boilers then, or they're part?
They're actually attached.
To the top, attached.
And they're going to stay. They'll remain. They're kind of iconic, and they're going to remain along with the OPU sign, which we just recently finished and had LED work done to them. So they're running on LEDs now.
Now, of course, each time that a boiler was added, I'm sure they're more efficient. And you still want people to conserve.
We do.
And use power wisely.
Yep, and we have our SIP programs, our rebate programs, and with the advent of other wind and solar and other technologies, there's that capability to be more efficient homes and devices, all of that come into play.
So some people might say now, okay, you've got all this gone, everything's coming in from the outside. How many offices do you need? What are the different departments? Because you do have a lot of people to serve, not just with power, but you have to keep track of all that. So some people might be wondering, how many different divisions do you need or required?
Well, we have a gas, electric, and water departments, and we have a department that takes care of all of our substations. And along with that, you have your billing and everything else, just like you would with any other office, business. We run it just like a business.
Well, yeah, it is a business. So once this is out, you said by next spring, then you have to start doing putting the offices in. Right?
Yes.
What's the projection date of that being completed?
It's going to be done in phases, and we project it'll take a year or two to get the first phase done, and then we'll probably move some of the departments in here, and then probably begin another phase, and then just eventually get everybody inside. And we're in a floodplain here, so we have to do things to make sure that we can still operate if there ever was a flood like we had back in 2010.
And what is it you do to protect yourself against that?
Well, the basement below this, there is actually a lot of equipment that was used for generation. That will no longer be used. And if it floods, the water will be allowed to come in and leave, because the floods that we have are typically flash floods. So the water will be here for a couple days and then it'll be gone.
But still, a lot of equipment here had to keep on running through all that. So
yes,
we do have another part of the plant that
I'd like to show that to you.
To see too. So we're going to walk around and go take a look at another part too, and that's called, what part is that?
That would be our turbine floor.
Turbine, okay. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm anxious to see it.
Well, I'll show you very quickly here.
We are standing by a control panel here now in the OPU plant, where there's turbines and lots of things. Now, Joe, explain to us what all this is and how it worked in combination with the boilers.
Yes, we were just looking at the boilers prior to this, and what happens is those boilers, they produce all that steam. The steam would actually come up and go through this pipe here and into a turbine that would spin, and it would spin the turbine, and the generator that would in there would produce electricity, and then from there, and this is an older one, this is from the 1950s, from there it would go over to this switch panel, and the switch gear is actually where the electricity would go into and take it out into the city. And now you can see the cabinets are open and they're no longer operational. That equipment has all been moved to our substation down by Morehouse Park and other areas of town to provide the electricity. But this equipment ran 24/7 for many, many years, from the 50s all the way up to 1982, and I don't know the history of that, but it probably ran continuously.
So what are all these, you know, there's lots of dials and gizmos and all that stuff. Are they all meters for the steam?
Yep. Well, for the steam over here, you're monitoring the electricity and the flow, just to keep it that simple. And then down on the back, you can see those red cabinets. Those actually came out of this here, and those would be the relays that relayed the electricity. So this was called the turbine floor, and this is where all the electricity was produced and then supplied the city until, you know, the city, like we said before, grew and grew, and eventually we had to look at other places where we could get electricity for the growing town.
So when this is removed, what's going to be in here now?
This will be our meter shop.
The meter shop, okay.
The meter shop, and they take care of your...
From their trailer?
From their trailer, where they have electric, water, and gas meters that they maintain, and they're continually bringing them in and out of the field, testing them, and then putting them back out there. So it's a busy process that they go through.
Big job. Lots of work to do.
A lot has to happen.
Before we leave, we do want to mention one thing as well too. You have a truck out east, I understand.
We do. We have 3 linemen that have taken one of our big overhead, or the big trucks, and a small pickup, and they've been out there working 14 to 16-hour days out in Staten Island with a number of other, I think there's 8 other cities in Minnesota that basically followed each other out there and are working, and I know they're working right now in snow conditions, and it's been very bad.
Big job. So, well, thank you for giving us a tour
Thank
here
you.
today, and hopefully we can come back and show everybody what it's like during the process at each phase of the demolition and construction.
Love to have you back.
Good. At OPU, I'm Betty Johnson.
I'm Diane Wilson of Profinium Financial, the bank that helps you achieve your financial dreams. Profinium Financial is proud to be a supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for that someone special? Then the Owatonna Police Department has just the idea. Give the gift of a safe lift. Be a designated driver. Designated drivers do it all. They buckle up their passengers, make stops for late night food, and best of all, offer a sober ride home. Remember, the Owatonna Police Department is targeting impaired drivers this holiday season. Be a designated driver. It's the perfect holiday accessory. This is a life-saving message from the Owatonna Police Department.
Effective Monday, October 15th, the clinic main entrance will be closed for construction. Please use our temporary entrance, the dialysis stores, and/or the hospital main entrance. We appreciate your patience during our construction, but at the end, we'll have a pleasant entrance that is larger, warmer, and safe for our patients. Again, starting Monday, October 15th, the clinic main entrance will be closed for construction. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Okay.
We are back, and as you can see, we have some very special guests.
Hi,
They
I'm
are
Mike. And I'm Jake
Snickers
with
and
Napa Auto.
Twix.
Yes.
And this is Leanne Peterson and Ann Deetz from the Steele County Humane Society, and lots of things going on there as well. So these are some very, well, he had his nose buried there for a while. So
Just
these are
check
just
it
kind of
out.
typical of some of the animals that you have.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. This is two of our cats, and this is Snickers and Twix, as you said. And there's a special story on Twix here. Fortunately, we have many good Samaritans in Owatonna, and one of them was driving behind in the country and saw 3 cats thrown out of a moving vehicle. And Twix here is the sole survivor, and when we first got her, she was scared. She would not come out at all. And was not socialized, and now she's just a...
So is she pretty well banged up from, I would think being thrown out of a vehicle like that?
Yes, she was. Yes, she had a road rash on her face and on her back, and so she was hurt. Not for being thrown out. We would have expected it to be more. They happen. They're not brothers and sisters. This is a girl and this is a boy. They've both been spayed and neutered and have all their shots. We always do that with all of our
And
animals.
that's standard when you get them. That's what,
Yes.
what they do like that. So.
Yes.
They have to be, before they can be adopted, they have to be up current on everything as age allows.
Okay.
And they have to be fixed, yep.
So, and you need vets for that too as well.
Yes. And we've been very fortunate to work with the Owatonna vets. They have been, very good as far as working with us. But as far as our vet bills and stuff, our vet bills annually is approximately about $70,000 a year for the vet bills, and that is just basically the shots and the spay and neutering. Everyone's trying to get away with it, and whatever, let alone having anything else that has to be treated.
Right, I suppose they probably might have lice or animals, dogs have
or
fleas,
mites
and things like that
or
too.
anything.
Yeah,
Or,
like that. Make sure that they're healthy and taken care of.
Yep.
And then you also have to feed them, and
Yes.
you need litter box training. So there's so much expense that goes along with that.
Yes.
I know some of the foster homes, we have been very fortunate to get donations from the different businesses in town if stuff comes in damaged or whatever. But, it doesn't seem to be enough, as usual, and whatever. So I know a lot of the foster homes, including us, end up, where we, have the cost of the litter or the food and whatever and stuff. So but it's all to help the little animals. So.
But you do have, you can't possibly hang on to all the animals all the time. So you do have pet adoption days coming up.
Yes.
Periodically.
Yes, we have it. It's the 3rd Saturday of the month. So as a matter of fact, next Saturday they're at Hometown Motors, and they're from 12 to 2. And whatever animals that can come, or foster homes can bring their animals. And then we have one December 15th again.
And with Christmas coming up, that is a good little thing there, because what little boy or girl doesn't want a puppy or a kitty or a dog like that? Now, you said with all the expenses you have, where do you get, besides donations, where do you get your funding?
Well, we have different fundraisers, and we are very fortunate. We do get little help from the county. They do give us a grant or give us $10,000. We do have different fundraisers. We do have one coming up, the Merry Market, which is at the Eagles on the 1st, and it's from 9 to 3.
And what is the Merry Market?
It's where different vendors can rent or purchase a table where they can show their wares and whatever, and then they can sell it.
Sale,
craft sale, but
like
yeah,
what you
whatever.
have at the farmer's market kind of thing?
These little beds will be
Yes.
sold.
Yes. We've had, well, as a matter of fact, I do believe you've had some of your stuff down there.
I did, yes.
Yeah, and whatever.
and those are really cute.
Yes, yes.
And whatever.
Curled up in those little things there too.
Yes,
we've had
animals.
different vendors and whatever and stuff, and they love those beds.
So do you have like a lot of animal-related vendors there who have things for pets and that, since it is, a fundraiser for the Humane Society?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So people who have pets and want to keep updated, because people spoil their pets.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
And all the vendors are very gracious, and they donate part of their proceeds to us. So,
and whatever. And then we do have, after the Merry Market, we do have a pet photo contest starting the middle of January to February. It's kind of ends like Valentine's Day, so you can have a pet photo contest.
How does that work? They enter a photo and they're published someplace? What?
Well, we have different judges. Elizabeth Bratch is the one that's kind of in charge of that, and we have different judges that vote on them, and it's the cute. They vote for the cutest or how they want to get.
You have different categories
and whatever and stuff. So, and how people, when they have people, with pictures of their animals, how they look like their animals. Because some people, it's very, very true.
There's dogs, yes, there are.
And whatever. So we have that in January, and it ends in February. And then we also have the pancake supper in March at the Eagles, which is always very good. So we do have different fundraisers that help raise the money for us, a lot of good stuff. So.
Now, it's quite playful there with everything. Now, if someone, you know, is an animal lover and wants to help out, who do they contact? How do they go about volunteering to be foster parent? What do you?
Foster
parent.
Foster parent.
I like it. Foster home, I guess. Foster
and
home.
whatever. They can definitely call Allie or go on. Call Allie at the. She's our office administrator. I got tongue-tied there. At 451-4512. And set up an appointment. We do have people that go out and interview the foster homes and whatever and check, things out.
Yeah, you don't want to place them back into a
situation,
an abusive,
and whatever.
Going to throw them out of the cars.
Out of the
car.
Go
back. Someone else is going to do that.
Right. Right.
And then they interview them and see if they want to do the dogs or the cats or both, because we do have some foster homes that do both, and then they start and whatever they have to sign. I believe it's a foster home contract and whatever and stuff.
Okay, now you don't have a storefront or an administrator, do you?
We have our office administrator, which is
part-time.
part-time, but as far as
not an office that you have.
No.
Someone's got to keep track of the bills, I'm sure.
Yes,
but we do have our treasurer. We do have
volunteer
again, and then Allie is the one that takes all the paperwork for the ones that keeps track of the ones that are coming into the system and that have been adopted, and stuff like that. So, but basically that is it. She does that out of her home.
About how many foster homes do you have currently?
I would say probably 20, maybe active, if that, and we have some that do take breaks periodically. So I would say 30 total, but 20 maybe that are active.
And probably several animals in each.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes, we always need more.
Yes.
And someday, hopefully, we'll have a facility, but we need to raise money and decide on a building and land. But yeah, we always get way more phone calls than we can handle.
And the sad thing is there's been times we've had to turn down, animals and whatever because our foster homes are full. We can't, they can only take so many and whatever and stuff, and it's sad, but we are very fortunate, and we've been able to deal with the different facilities around, where if we're full, we can, I know Allie calls the different ones in
other counties
and whatever and stuff, and they'll help us out, and we've been fortunate enough to be able to help them out if we're low on dogs or something, and then they have extra, then we can help them out. So that's been helpful too.
And now, are you the ones that call if someone sees a stray cat in the neighborhood and they know it doesn't belong to somebody? Where do your calls come from, basically?
Well, we deal with the county. We're county animals. Animal control are the ones that deal with.
So you would contact animal control first, and then they.
Which is now the police department.
Yes.
So they pick up the in-town. And sometimes we do some bartering.
Oh, no! Something wiggled there.
And we have, again, too, worked with them as far as, they have extra or whatever, they, because they try and adopt theirs out also, or get theirs adopted out and stuff. So it's a joint effort on everybody's part that love the animals, so.
And, if you have your own cats, dogs, I'm sure you want to emphasize, like I always remember Bob Barker on Price is Right. Please get your cat and dog spayed and neutered. Control the pet population. Definitely help you out. So once again, you're coming up. You have a pet adoption, and you're
next Saturday.
Next Saturday
at Hometown Motors.
And that runs from when?
12 to 2.
12 to 2. And your Merry Market craft sale, we should say, so people know,
is December 1st, and that's from 9 to 3. And if any vendors would like to, I do believe we have some openings or where they could possibly still get in.
And who do they contact?
Elizabeth Bratch.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I don't have her number.
We'll have to find that somewhere.
And whatever, but they can go on. They can go on the website, or they could go on Facebook also.
Okay, all right. I'm sure Leanne will probably have that at the bottom of the screen here. The website for that, hopefully. So, ladies, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Along with us,
Snickers and Twix.
Yes. So
he's our kitty ambassador. He loves other cats and. She's our playful one.
I kind of like him. I don't know.
He's a snugger, and he talks, too. He likes to talk.
Always fun. So thank you.
Thank you.
For joining us today. And that is our last guest today. But we do have some announcements that you're going to want to hear. And they'll be coming back right after this break.
Auto Parts. Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Out with the old and in with the new. I'm the Steele County Trash Queen saying recycle more, Steele County, with our new covered recycling carts. Throw everything together, no sorting needed. Just make sure the container is clean and empty. Recycle paper cartons from milk, juice, and broth, empty plant pots, yogurt cups and lids, ice cream pails and lids, clear plastic containers from berries and baked goods, empty prescription bottles, in fact, any plastic container with the number 1 through 5 and 7, no number 6. Recycle more. It's so easy.
Hi, I'm Jan Hansen, and I am at A+ Sew and Back, the fun place to be. We are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
United Way funds 28 local programs that change lives in Steele County. Programs that provide children tools for success, help adults gain self-sufficiency, provide basic necessity for people experiencing hard times, and give seniors the support they need to live healthy, active lives. United Way is there for your friends, your family, and neighbors 365 days a year. They count on us. Once a year, we ask you to be there for United Way. We're counting on you. Please give generously to the United Way of Steele County.
We are back and do have some announcements that we would like to pass along to you, especially from the yard waste compost site. Due to the onset of early darkness now, they do close at 5 o'clock every day, so if you still haven't got your yard totally cleaned up, you need to do that and get it out there by 5. And then they're going to close eventually. They have November hours you do want to pass along, 8 to 5 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Friday from 9 till 5, or excuse me, 8 to 5 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Saturday is from 9 until 5, and they're going to close for the season November 21st, but they will reopen again in January for you to bring your greenery and trees and that will be January 5th and January 12th. It'll be open to accept that. Also coming up this Friday is a fabulous Festival of Trees being held in a new location this year at the Steele County History Center. Friday, November 16th at 7:30, they're open to the public. Live and silent auction, cash bar, and hors d'oeuvres. You can get tickets at Cashwise, Hy-Vee, Kotke Jewelers, or at the door as well. And then coming up Saturday, November 17th at the Masonic Lodge is a Bunko fundraiser. And the doors open at 1:30. Bunko game starts at 2, ends at 4. $10 includes Bunko and lots of good eats. Do we have time for one more, Leanne? Okay. Farmers Market is now located in the Eagles Club. If you want to get your cheese and your baked goods and canned goods and any crafted items you may need for winter, that will be from 9 until noon. So it's different hours than from their downtown, and that is at the Owatonna Eagles Club, and that started this past weekend. So once again, we want to thank our guests today, the Steele County Humane Society, Twix and Snickers, along with Joe Green. Well, ladies, you as well, too. Don't want to forget you.
They're the stars.
And Joe Green from the Owatonna Public Utilities. And that is our show for this Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. For Leanne Alt, I'm Betty Johnson. This is the Owatonna Today Show.